Red Bull is often seen as an energy drink company, but in reality it operates more like a global marketing and media powerhouse. The beverage is simply the financial engine that funds a massive branding ecosystem. Instead of competing only on product features, Red Bull built its empire by controlling attention, culture, and experiences that shape how consumers see performance and ambition. By positioning itself beyond the limits of a traditional beverage company, Red Bull created a business model where brand value drives sales more than ingredients do. The can is a symbol of a lifestyle tied to adrenaline, achievement, and boldness. This strategic shift from product-first to brand-first thinking is what transformed Red Bull into a billion-dollar global enterprise. Red Bull's global success began when Austrian entrepreneur Dietrich Mateschitz discovered a Thai energy drink formula and saw its commercial potential in Western markets. Instead of focusing only on taste or distribution, he envisioned a brand built around energy, performance, and youth culture. From the start, the idea was to sell a mindset, not just a beverage. Mateschitz understood that strong branding could create far more value than product differentiation alone. He invested heavily in storytelling, design, and cultural positioning long before the company reached massive scale. His long-term vision turned Red Bull into a marketing-led organization where every business decision supported the creation of a powerful, globally recognizable identity. Red Bull's business model is built on a simple but powerful structure. Sell a high-margin beverage while reinvesting a significant portion of profits into brand-building activities. The company does not rely on product variations or price competition. Instead, it uses consistent branding, global distribution partnerships, and premium positioning to maintain strong profitability across markets. A key part of the model is how marketing and operations work together. Sales fund media production, events, and sponsorships, which in turn reinforce brand demand and allow Red Bull to sustain premium pricing. This self-reinforcing loop creates a cycle where marketing is not an expense, but a long-term investment that continuously strengthens the business. Red Bull deliberately avoids competing on price, choosing instead to position itself as a premium product in the energy drink category. This strategy allows the company to maintain higher margins while reinforcing a perception of quality and exclusivity. The slim can, distinctive design, and consistent pricing all support a brand image tied to performance and ambition. Premium positioning also protects Red Bull from direct price wars with competitors. By focusing on brand prestige and emotional value, the company shifts consumer decisions away from cost and toward identity. This approach creates pricing power, meaning Red Bull can sustain profitability even in highly competitive markets filled with lower-cost alternatives. Red Bull Media House is one of the clearest examples of how the company operates beyond beverages. It produces films, documentaries, live event coverage, and digital content distributed globally. This media arm allows Red Bull to control its own storytelling, turning marketing into entertainment and building a direct relationship with audiences worldwide. Owning a media company gives Red Bull a strategic advantage. It reduces dependence on traditional advertising channels. Instead of paying for exposure, the brand creates content people actively choose to watch. This transforms marketing from interruption into engagement, increasing brand loyalty while making every piece of content a long-term business asset. Red Bull's events are not just promotional activities. They are core components of its business strategy. From extreme sports competitions to record-breaking stunts, these experiences generate global media coverage and social sharing. Each event strengthens the brand's association with courage, energy, and pushing limits, reinforcing its positioning in the minds of consumers. These large-scale experiences function as customer acquisition tools on a global level. Instead of buying attention through ads, Red Bull earns it through spectacle and innovation. The result is organic reach, massive visibility, and emotional engagement that traditional advertising rarely achieves, making experiential marketing one of the company's most powerful growth drivers. Red Bull treats sponsorships not as short-term promotions but as long-term strategic investments. By supporting athletes, teams, and events, the company embeds itself deeply into high-performance environments. These partnerships create continuous brand exposure while aligning Red Bull with excellence, risk-taking, and elite achievement across multiple disciplines. Unlike traditional sponsorship models focused only on logo placement, Red Bull often builds entire platforms around its partners. It produces content, organizes events, and develops personal brands alongside athletes. This integrated approach turns sponsorship into a storytelling engine that drives both brand value and long-term commercial returns. Red Bull maintains strict control over how its brand appears across every touchpoint, from events and media to athlete partnerships and retail presence. This centralized brand management ensures consistency in tone, visuals, and messaging worldwide. By owning the narrative, Red Bull protects its premium positioning and prevents dilution of its identity in crowded markets. Instead of relying heavily on traditional advertising agencies, Red Bull builds much of its branding internally through its media and event divisions. This structure allows faster decision-making and tighter creative alignment with corporate strategy. The result is a brand image that feels authentic, cohesive, and strategically engineered to support long-term business growth. Red Bull's distribution strategy combines global scale with strong local execution. The company partners with regional distributors who understand local retail networks, regulations, and consumer behavior. This hybrid approach allows Red Bull to expand rapidly while maintaining efficient logistics and consistent brand presentation across very different international markets. By focusing on selective placement in bars, clubs, convenience stores, and high-traffic urban locations, Red Bull reinforces its premium and energetic image. Distribution is not just about availability, but about context. Where the product appears influences how it is perceived, making retail strategy an important extension of Red Bull's branding model. Red Bull's branding speaks directly to consumers who identify with ambition, performance, and pushing personal limits, rather than marketing functional benefits like caffeine content. The company promotes a mindset of action and achievement. This psychological positioning allows Red Bull to connect emotionally with audiences seeking motivation and high-energy lifestyles. By aligning the brand with aspirational identities, Red Bull builds loyalty that goes beyond taste or price. Consumers are not just buying a drink. They are associating themselves with a culture of boldness and drive. This emotional alignment strengthens brand equity and creates long-term customer relationships that competitors struggle to replicate. Red Bull often associates itself with exclusive events, elite athletes, and invitation-only experiences. This strategy creates a perception of scarcity that enhances the brand's premium appeal. When access feels limited, desirability increases, allowing Red Bull to maintain strong cultural relevance without overexposing itself through mass-market tactics. Exclusivity also strengthens the brand's connection to high-performance environments. By appearing in select, high-impact contexts rather than everywhere at once, Red Bull maintains a sense of prestige. This controlled visibility supports higher perceived value and reinforces the company's ability to charge premium prices in competitive markets. Red Bull has expanded far beyond beverages by investing heavily in music, esports, adventure sports, and cultural events. This diversification transforms the brand into a global lifestyle platform rather than a single product company. Each new area of involvement broadens its audience while reinforcing its identity around energy and creativity. These cultural ventures also function as strategic brand extensions. Instead of launching unrelated product lines, Red Bull expands through experiences that keep the core brand meaning intact. This approach deepens engagement while reducing reliance on traditional advertising, turning cultural participation into a powerful long-term growth engine. While many competitors focus on flavor variety, pricing, or ingredient formulas, Red Bull competes on brand and cultural presence. Its advantage lies in owning a strong emotional position that is difficult to copy. This makes competition less about product comparison and more about influence, identity, and global recognition. Because its differentiation is rooted in brand equity and media presence, Red Bull is less vulnerable to imitation, even when rivals offer similar products at lower prices. They struggle to replicate the lifestyle associations Red Bull has built over decades. This creates a durable competitive moat based on perception rather than ingredients. Red Bull generates billions in annual revenue by selling a relatively simple product at premium prices across more than 170 countries. Its high-margin model allows the company to reinvest heavily in marketing, events, and media production. Financial strength fuels brand expansion, which in turn sustains global demand and long-term growth. Unlike many corporations, Red Bull remains privately controlled, enabling long-term strategies without pressure from public markets. This independence allows consistent reinvestment into brand building rather than short-term profit optimization. The result is a financially powerful company where marketing, media, and product sales operate as one integrated system. Red Bull's financial structure is built around strong cash flow and disciplined reinvestment. Instead of distributing large dividends or pursuing aggressive acquisitions, the company channels a significant share of profits back into marketing, events, and brand expansion. This reinvestment strategy supports long-term growth rather than short-term financial performance. High margins on a focused product line allow Red Bull to sustain this model year after year. Because the brand drives demand, the company avoids constant price competition and excessive discounting. This financial stability provides the flexibility to fund ambitious global projects that further strengthen its competitive position. Red Bull's decision to create its own media content reduces reliance on traditional paid advertising. Instead of constantly buying media space, the company produces videos, documentaries, and live broadcasts that attract audiences organically. This approach transforms marketing into an asset that continues delivering value long after initial production. Owned content also gives Red Bull full control over brand messaging and storytelling, without depending entirely on external platforms. The company shapes how its identity is presented across channels. This independence strengthens brand consistency and improves the efficiency of marketing investment over the long term. Over time, Red Bull has evolved into a symbol of a high-energy, achievement-oriented lifestyle. The brand is associated with ambition, creativity, and pushing limits, which allows it to connect with consumers beyond the beverage aisle. This broader identity expands its influence across sports, culture, and entertainment. Becoming a lifestyle brand increases emotional attachment and brand loyalty. Consumers see Red Bull as part of their identity rather than just a product choice. This deeper connection strengthens repeat purchases and word-of-mouth growth, reinforcing the company's market position without relying solely on traditional promotions. Red Bull's journey shows that strong branding can create more value than product complexity alone. By focusing on identity, storytelling, and consistent positioning, the company built a global presence from a simple formula. Entrepreneurs can learn the importance of investing early in brand meaning, not just operational efficiency. Another key lesson is the power of long-term thinking. Red Bull spent years building cultural relevance before seeing the full financial return. This patience demonstrates how strategic reinvestment and brand building can generate sustainable, competitive advantages that are difficult for newer players to challenge. Despite its success, Red Bull's model carries risks linked to brand perception and regulatory environments. As a company closely associated with high-energy lifestyles and extreme activities, it must carefully manage public image and health-related discussions around energy drinks. Negative publicity could impact brand trust. There is also the challenge of maintaining cultural relevance across generations. A brand built on youth and energy must continuously adapt to shifting trends without losing its core identity. This requires constant innovation in marketing and content to remain influential in a rapidly changing media landscape. Looking ahead, Red Bull is likely to expand further into digital platforms, immersive media, and emerging cultural spaces. As consumer attention shifts online, the company's expertise in content creation positions it well for future growth. Digital distribution offers new ways to scale brand influence globally. Sustainability and changing consumer preferences will also shape Red Bull's evolution. Balancing brand heritage with innovation will be crucial to maintaining relevance. If the company continues integrating media, events, and product sales, it can preserve its unique position as both a beverage leader and a global content brand. Red Bull proves that a company can turn marketing into its main strategic asset. The drink finances the brand, but the brand drives the business. By building a powerful ecosystem of media, events, and cultural influence, Red Bull transformed a simple product into a global symbol of energy and ambition. Its success shows that long-term brand investment can create durable financial strength. Red Bull did not just sell a beverage. It built a worldwide platform that connects content, experiences, and commerce. This integrated model explains how the company became one of the most influential lifestyle brands in modern business.